right, DJ. Well, we're going to give this a shot. This is our first Acres of Diamonds session where we're actually going to try to explain a concept we came across and get some feedback from our audience, and hopefully it'll pertain to most people. And DJ, why don't you walk us through what we're going to talk about today and why it might be important for people?
So today what we're going to talk about is this concept that Coach Gibbs and I read in a book, actually. The book is called It Takes What It Takes by Trevor Moawad, and it deals with mindsets and creating specific practices that get you to where you want. And one of the concepts that he talked about in this book was the difference between options and choices. And right now we actually have a very good mutual friend of ours, Cody Harris, reading the book. He's one of our good friends. We've titled him the head research and developer of Acres of Diamonds.
Research and development.
Yeah, development. He's the whole department right now. And he's reading the book currently to come up with his own ideas around it. And so what we wanted to do today was to introduce this idea and see what you guys thought about it. And so the idea essentially is, in our lives we have choices and options. And in the book, when Trevor described it, we were a little confused.
I was a lot confused.
Yeah, and the day after we had both read it, we came together and said, this is what I thought it was. And we both had completely different perspectives of it. So we talked a little bit more in depth about it and came up with more of a general conclusion of what we generally think he was trying to say in this book. And so basically what he established was our choices were much more limited than we initially thought.
Right, and actually he framed it up as the illusion of choice. He actually used the words the illusion of choice, and then he said, once you've actually made a decision, the actions associated with that decision aren't a choice. If you've truly decided to be great, then there are things that you're going to do to be great. There's options on how to be great, but if you've chosen to be great, there are no choices once that's done. There are options on how to do it. So it was really an interesting model, and we started talking about it, and we're going to give you our version of the model today and see if it helps.
Yes, and the simplest way to put it, I'll use the example he used in the book, was if you want to achieve a level of fitness and health, we'll say,
right,
and I give you an apple, and I give you a bag of Doritos. There's not a choice there. That was basically what he was saying. There is the option of saying, all right, I don't want to be healthy, and I'm going to eat the Doritos. But then there's the option of saying, I want the actual apple itself, because I'm going down a fit path. Which leads us to
yes. And see, I think about it even a little differently than that. So for me, we're sitting where we are today. If I make a decision or a choice to be fit, then that means all my choices are actually made for me on how to be fit at that point. I have options within that choice. But, so for example, what you said about Apple, for me, I already made if I chose to be fit, my choice now isn't between an apple and a Dorito. My choice is between an apple and an orange, or excuse me, my option is between an apple and an orange.
yes, exactly.
I've already made the choice that I'm not going to eat Doritos.
Choices come first.
Right, choices.
Yes.
Thank you. Maybe that's the best way for us to look at it. Obviously, we're a little new to our model, but that's a good way to think about it. I think. So that once you make the choice, it's like going to Vegas and betting on roulette. You make the choice to bet on red or black, and then either it lands on red or black or not, but you already chose.
Exactly, and you could say I made the choice to go to Vegas. Now I have the options of what casinos I want to go to.
Right.
Then I have the choice of I pick the Flamingo. Now what games do I want to play? So those choices come first, and those options come second.
Right.
So
maybe that's the best way for us.
That's basically the way to
At least for us,
yes. Which we're curious what you guys think. The easiest way to understand this is because we think it's very important because our lives are full of, I've heard it say your lives are full of choices. I don't necessarily know if I've ever heard it say your lives are full of options.
Right.
But technically there's more, the way that we're going to perceive this model today, there's more options than choices.
Right, yeah, for sure.
That's basically what
we're
kind of doing.
So walk me through what you got up here.
So So we titled this the conscious choice, because this is something that we have to purposefully do. You have to be completely aware of this, connecting to our previous video, awareness. We have to be aware of the choices that we have. And so the model that we chose today was the choice of being either fit or being unfit. And essentially you can say being healthy or being unhealthy. What type of lifestyle do you want to choose? And so that choice is made right here. So it's made, and we wrote today. So today, every single person in this world has a choice to make a certain lifestyle change, whatever it may be. We're going to use the model of creating a healthy lifestyle versus an unhealthy lifestyle. And so that choice is made. Here are the available options that lead then to that official choice. So the things that we outlined was, when that choice is made, what type of food do you eat? I'm going to eat the apple instead of the Doritos. There's your options. Now, those options can, like you said, I could eat an apple, an orange, asparagus, broccoli, whatever it may be. I can eat healthy food. There's multiple options outlined into that choice. So there's multiple different ways that you can do it.
And if you slip and actually ate the Doritos, then effectively haven't you changed your choice?
Your choice has changed. Yes.
By doing that, you effectively changed your choice to unfit or unhealthy.
Yes. And you can think of it like basically you're on a path.
Right.
And you're going one way, and as soon as you decide to eat the Dorito or eat the Cinnabon, whatever it may be, you slip off. And I know this might seem extreme. Hey, I went home and just had don't worry, I just had it was just one cupcake. That's fine. And I bet you eating that one cupcake will not affect you physically one bit if you are typically a pretty healthy person. The fact of the matter is, you ate the cupcake. It's a simple little thing that, it's...
And that's being conscious, right?
Being
conscious
yes.
of it, and being aware that you have choices, and wherever you're sitting in your life today, whatever result you've had in your life today is an accumulation of the choices you made in your life.
Exactly.
Trying to get people conscious of that and how that aggregates over time, those little choices, those little decisions. All right, so I started with an apple, but then, later in the day, I ate some Doritos. Well, now I have, in order to get back on track, I gotta get back up onto the line, right, and choose better options going forward, because I made the choice to be fit.
Yes, and your path that we're discussing, it might start here, it might be going good, and then you ate the Dorito, then you ate the Cinnabon. But then I came back and I had a really nice steak and I had some broccoli and some spinach. All right, so you're getting back to where that choice initially started. So I think that's something that is important to realize is, depending upon how strong you are with that choice, that's how straight that line is.
Yeah, and I love this model for multiple applications in our life. I use this model actually in a lot of the teaching and coaching I do with everybody in my life. That, if I ask a person how a plane on automatic pilot goes from point A to point B, typically they'll draw a straight line. But the reality is that's not what happens. What happens is the plane starts out in a certain direction, gets blown off course, right? And then it has to adjust. So that's what we're suggesting with this is, our paths to being fit will never be a straight line, nor should we expect it to be a straight line. We're going to go up, we're going to go down, we're going to go right, we're going to go left. But the key for us is, have we made the decision to be fit? And if so, then we know when we're not making option decisions to be fit, right? It's being conscious of that, and that's in every part of our life. You can apply this model to every life. And one of the things that started this discussion was the actual situation right now with COVID-19. A lot of people are sitting home, and you have a choice sitting at home. You can view this as, I'm stuck at home, or I'm safe at home. And if you choose I'm safe at home, the options of what to do while you're home take on a whole different meaning. Right? They're more solution-oriented, they're more positive-oriented, they're more family-oriented, they're more productive-oriented. And if you choose I'm stuck at home, then you're gonna slip into the other direction, and that's okay because look, none of this will be easy.
It's not easy. This is not.
It's not easy.
Most people probably have not thought of the art of decision making or choosing the right choice in this extent.
Right.
So this is. I mean, we just thought of this today.
Yeah.
So, and to your point of staying safe at home, I had a conversation last night with a friend, and we were talking about how the social aspect of our lives had essentially been taken away. And one of them mentioned, he said, I know the socialness has been taken away, but I'm saving a ton of money. And we were like, you're right. There's there's that choice of us saying, oh, our socialness has been taken away. But I have spent as much money as I typically do on weekly expenses.
Yeah, so you know Gabby Prince.
Yes,
So she responded to a Facebook post of mine recently, and she said she's not viewing this as stuck at home. She's viewing this as I have a lot more time because I'm not commuting. I have a lot more time to focus on myself. And her observations were that she's slowed down. Her life has slowed down, and it's given her time to reflect on what's important in her life. It's given her time to reflect on the different things she wants to get done in her life. And she's viewing this as, wow, this is the first time in my life that I've really been able to slow down. And for people of that age, of your age group actually, right? And if you look at 2007, 2008 when the smartphone was actually introduced, that's 10, 12 years ago now, right?
Yes.
So 12 years, how old are you? 13, 14?
Yes.
Yeah,
something
so
on that.
you were young,
Yeah.
right? So this is the first time in your late teen, early adult life that you've actually had the opportunity to slow down and think about models like this. Who do I want to be? Your challenge in life as young people of, let's say, the mid-20s has been, you've been inundated with everybody else's agenda. You've been marketed to, your options aren't fit, unfit. Your options are infinite,
Yeah.
right? There's infinite options. And that's great from the perspective of you can do anything, you can focus on anything. It is awful from the perspective of how do you narrow that down?
Yeah.
How do you narrow, the mind only works with 3 options very well. And guess what? 70% of the time, we take the middle option. So,
Yes.
and we're going to talk about this when we actually get into the Acres of Diamonds teaching session. One of the things we're going to talk about is culture. DJ's designed a teaching module for us called Culture, and it's personal culture.
Yep.
And we'll see you a little bit. DJ's personal culture actually is this.
Mm-hmm.
It's libraries, reading, and weight room, gym. So he makes his daily decisions. This model fits his life because he's chosen a culture. Out of all the different options for DJ and how to live, he's chosen a personal culture of libraries and weight rooms. And his decision making, his choices, his options all fit under that umbrella of libraries and weight rooms. So we're introducing the model today because it'll be relevant to other teaching modules that we'll get into here in the coming week.
Yes. And so to wrap this up, we essentially wanted to show that we have choices. And we have a lot of choices to make, but we have to realize that those choices are difficult to stay on the path to that choice. And there are hundreds and thousands of options that are involved with each one of these choices. I mean, this one was Doritos, Netflix, and social media. Social media is okay if you limit yourself to a small amount. Netflix is okay if you limit yourself to a small amount. Same with maybe not eating great food. All of this is the same thing. Everything is good in moderation. What we're saying today is we have to make the ability, literally today, to make a choice to have a healthy lifestyle. You have to make a conscious choice.
Right, you have to decide who you want to be. And once you decide who you want to be, your actions, choices, and options will actually fold up underneath that.
Yes. So your outcomes will become much better.
Your outcomes become much better.
Yes. So thank you guys for today. I'm curious what you guys think of the model. Let us know. All right. Thank you.